What's up everybody, Alex here, and welcome to the Dota Underlords Best Builds of the Week, the weekly series where I show you guys top 5 meta builds to help you rank up in Dota Underlords. Now the top build of this week is Bloodbound, Knights, and Trolls, and the primary reason why this build is so successful is because of your two primary carries, Legion Commander and Chaos Knight. Chaos Knight getting the Ogre Cap. Ogre Cap borderline required in this build, so keep an eye out for it. Reroll to get that Ogre Cap, because with the Ogre Cap, it activates Warlock's Bloodbound, Chaos Knight is Bloodbound, and Legion Commander as Bloodbound as well. Now the thing you need to understand about Legion Commander, who's your one of your primary carries, is that because she is a champion, she takes on the alliance bonus of every other alliance. The result of that is she's going to get the full troll bonus of a 65% attack speed. You want to pair her with support healing and Essex, because you're going to get the demon golem, and you're going to get the demon archer as well. The result of that is a very significant buff because of the demons, which is going to amplify Legion Commander's burst damage as soon as she activates her duel. So a very powerful build. If you get to level 10, the ideal unit to get in is Necrophos. It's going to complete your healing synergy, and it's going to complete your Heartless synergy, which is going to benefit your team, and Necrophos is simply just an awesome unit. The only absolutely required item is the Ogre Cap. Now you might be thinking, Alex, you're not running Luna in this. Well, that's because we're benefiting from the troll bonus and a few other bonuses over running Luna. If you add Luna in there, it becomes extremely difficult to get the 4 troll bonus, and you completely cannot get the healer bonus. So I feel that this is the best balance. You get rid of someone like Luna, and then you turn your Chaos Knight into one of your primary carries, who's a demon, so he's going to benefit from the demon bonus as well. And this is one of the most powerful builds in the meta right now. You're running a 1-star Warlock in the front, purely for sacrificial reasons. And the second build of the week is Void Assassins, guys. This build is totally uncontested right now. No one's going Void Assassins, and it is one of the best builds in the game, especially when you find yourself against lots of Vigilant Hunters or Mages. These guys will absolutely destroy Mages, and one of the things that you can do is if you're against compositions that aren't centered, you can actually push these guys back in order to bait the compositions forward in order to benefit from your Delta Slams. Remember, with Delta Slams, you want to hit guys in the middle, right? So it's very important that you position yourself appropriately. If you get to level 10, add another Storm Spirit. It's going to allow you to Delta Slam a little more frequently, and Storm Spirit is absolutely fantastic. You can also add another Earth Spirit if you wish. If you're against a lot of Mages, Earth Spirit, his Delta Slam provides a silence effect, so instead of putting in a second Storm Spirit, you can put it in a second Earth Spirit as well in order to keep those Mages in line. Other than that, this is an absolutely fantastic build. In the early game, you might have to have Ember Spirit up front in order to take enough damage for him to cast in line with the others, because if you just have him autoing in the back, it's going to take too long for him to activate his Slate of Fist, and therefore you're not going to get your Delta Slams off. You can also run this as a 3 Assassin and 3 Mage composition, which is not uncommon either. I actually did it in a video, which I'll link above. It was a lot of fun. But overall, this is one of the best builds in the current meta because it tends to kind of like counter everything. The Voids will go against your Brawnies and your Knights. The Spirits and the Silencing effect will do a great job against the Mages, as will the Assassins. As I mentioned before, Mages are pretty popular, and while you can go 6 Mages, the one that I find myself having the most success with is the balanced 3 Mages, 3 Spirits, and 3 Warrior build. This composition goes after many different units here. It takes the best of all the different compositions and all the different alliances. It gives you scale to counter some of the Mages that you're seeing here. It gives you Warrior to kind of maintain that front line, and of course you got your Mages and your Spirits. Fantastic units in this game. I'm actually running multiple Storm Spirits in this build simply because they really benefit from the Mage bonus, and they're going to help you get off more Delta Slams. They're really fast cooldown on Ball Lightning will help you get more Delta Slams off. Void Spirit's absolutely fantastic as well. Maiden recently buffed, help you carry the early game. The only major contested units you're going to find here are Keeper of the Light, who's a staple in every Mage build, and the Tidehunter. Tidehunter is like one of the absolute best units in the game. Everyone's after Tidehunter. If you find that Earth Spirit's blowing up a little fast, you can actually do a switch here, depending on how the other teams are positioned. So you want to make sure that Tidehunter is positioned centrally so his Ravage can stun and have the greatest effect. But overall, this is a very balanced build. You even have scale to help, take a little bit off the Mages that you're seeing very often. And again, the silence effect from Earth Spirit's great as well. So if you're finding yourself against a lot of Mages, you can put in a second Earth Spirit instead of a second Storm Spirit. But overall, this is my favorite Mage build right now. It is extremely balanced and one that I've been having a lot of success with. And for the fourth build of the week, we're going 6 Hunters, Vigilance, and Voids. Now you might be thinking, Alex, they recently got nerfed, so why are you featuring them in your builds of the week? Because they're still damn good. And the other thing about it, 6 Hunters is now viable because these Hunters are not as contested anymore. Since the adjustments to Hunters, Vigilance, and Voids in general, specifically with the nerfs to Mirana, a lot of players are no longer going after these builds. The game is technically a little more balanced than it generally used to be, so the result of that is you're seeing a lot more variety in the builds being played and a lot less contention for Hunters. That will allow you to get these guys to 2 stars relatively fast, and potentially even 3 stars, some of the ones that aren't contested. Obviously, getting to 6 Hunters with the increased chance for multiple attacks is really going to benefit with Voids. Yes, there is a cooldown effect on the Void effect, but it's basically going to guarantee that the Void effect is always in effect. You're also benefiting from the Vigilant attack bonuses, of course, but overall, you're running Tidehunter up front. Now, you might be thinking, Alex, this is a weird formation. Well, the reason for that is because you want Medusa to be kind of as front-centric as you can, because she wants to go within her petrification here, stone gaze, sorry. It's going to be 3 cells in front of her, so the reason you want her up front is because she can only hit within 3 cells, so you want, if you have her back here, her Medusa gaze is not going to really affect anybody, so you want her right behind the Tidehunter, and you want to put her in a position where she can gaze and turn to stone as many opponents as you can. You could even adjust the positioning a little bit if you find yourself in a situation where I would actually split these 2 up here, but if you're finding centralized compositions, you want Medusa to stone gaze as many units as possible, right? So anyways, this is the primary positioning here. If you're against Pudges, right, Pudge again is the 10th unit in. It activates your Heartless Alliance, which is a good benefit, but also if you're against enemy Pudges, you want to have Mirana here, because if she gets pulled, she's going to jump and then jump back to safety, so she is very elusive for you. But overall, a very effective build. It's one that will require the Crown of Antlers, so keep an eye out for that. I think that the best unit for the Crown of Antlers is going to be your Templar Assassin. She would really benefit from that attack benefit. So anyways, guys, a fantastic build, and I hope you guys have success with it. And for the final build of the week, what we've got Knights and Healers, guys. This is a staple build of Dota Underlords, and it's back. It's good. People are often going Knights, but you know what? As I said before, the game is relatively balanced right now. It feels good. People are trying a lot of different variety of builds, and so having a very well thought out, well composition build can get you into the top 4 very consistently, and this is something that Knights can do. Now, a lot of players will tend to gravitate towards Knights. 6 Knights is not always that common, but the reason why I recommend 6 Knights right now is because Mages are relatively common right now, and that magic resistance, that reduction in magical damage, I should say, really helps for you to take down the Mages. You're really looking for a Mask of Madness or a Moonshard on the Luna. Mask of Madness is fantastic on her. You're kind of carrying Sven here with a Moonshard as well. Moonshard Sven is absolutely fantastic, and no one's picking up Sven, so very easy to 2-star. And you're also going your healers. You're not using Sacrificial Warlock up front. You're actually using him as a legitimate healer in this game, because you're running your 4 healers. In terms of synergies with your Underlords, you're running Healing and Stealing Eno or Healing Support and Essex. I don't recommend Jewel in these builds because he tends to split up the Knights a little bit. You could put Jewel here if you wish. He does work well with like Happy Hour. Jewel is fantastic in this, but you would have to be very careful with how you split up your Knights. You'd probably want to do something like this. You'd have them in packs of 3, and you'd have Jewel in the middle. Well, that's Eno, but you'd have Jewel in the middle here, and the result of that is you're going to make sure that those Knights maintain their Knight bonus. But overall, I do like Eno in this build as well. Overall, a fantastic build. Thank you so much for watching, and a very special thank you to all of my wonderful subscribers. Take care, everyone, and I hope that these builds help you find success in Dota Underlords.